Normally, when the city of Netivot in southern Israel makes international headlines, it's for geopolitical reasons or the sound of military sirens. But on April 15, 2026, the sky didn't darken because of drones or missiles. It turned black for a completely different reason. Tens of thousands of bees. This wasn't just a stray hive. Streets were blocked off, traffic ground to a halt. People were forced to shelter inside their homes and cars, watching through the glass as a living cloud descended on their modern infrastructure. This was an army that no Iron Dome or air defense system in the world is designed to stop. On this channel, we usually talk about human engineering and massive grand structures, but today we're looking at nature's most efficient construction army. What happens when 50,000 of these architects decide to set up camp in the middle of a modern city? And more importantly, what is the logistical process of moving an entire living city safely without causing a disaster? To understand how to fix this, we first need to understand why this happens. It's a phenomenon called swarming. In the spring season, when a bee colony inside a hive becomes too large and overcrowded, nature triggers a split. The old queen bee takes approximately half of the workforce, in this case roughly 20,000 to 50,000 bees, and leaves the old hive to find a new home. But flying with an abdomen full of eggs is exhausting for a queen bee. She isn't built for long-distance flying like the workers. So when she gets tired, she lands on the nearest object. In a city like Netivot, that object isn't a tree branch, it's a traffic light, a car bumper, or a concrete wall. Once the queen lands, she releases a pheromone signal. The rest of the 50,000 bees surround her instantly, linking legs and bodies to form a living, breathing, hanging structure, known in beekeeping terminology as a bivouac. And here's the crucial detail for public safety. Swarming bees are not aggressive. They have no hive, no honey, and no larvae to protect. They are in travel mode, carrying their energy reserves in their stomachs to build wax at their final destination. They are simply looking for the perfect location to build their next grand structure.
Now, let's look at the clash between nature's design and human urban planning. Netivot is a modern city. When a bivouac of 50,000 bees forms on the main traffic light at a busy intersection or drapes itself over the entrance of a commercial building, the logistics system of the city fails instantly. The sheer volume is the primary hazard. Even though the bees are statistically docile, the visual and auditory intimidation is overwhelming. Emergency services and local authorities have no choice but to block roads and create an exclusion zone. Delivery trucks can't pass, pedestrians are rerouted. Daily life becomes paralyzed, not by malice, but by the sheer magnitude of nature's presence. This is where the grand structures angle meets the hard logistics of relocation. You cannot solve this problem with pesticides. In Israel, as in most of the world, bees are an ecologically protected species. Killing a swarm of 50,000 bees is not only illegal, but would cause massive environmental collateral damage. So, the extraction experts are called in. These aren't just pest control guys. These are highly specialized beekeepers. Let's break down the gear and logistics of this operation. Ventilated suits. The beekeepers wear full-body ventilated suits. This is a high-stakes engineering job. Visibility and dexterity are required. The bee vacuum. This is not your household vacuum cleaner. It is a specially engineered device with a highly calibrated pressure system. The suction must be strong enough to gently lift a bee off a surface, but soft enough that it does not tear their delicate wings. The The bees are pulled into a holding cage with mesh sides for airflow. But the biggest logistical challenge isn't vacuuming up 49,000 bees one by one. That would take days. The key is pheromone targeting. The beekeeper's primary mission is to locate the queen bee inside that massive, moving cluster of insects. Using slow, deliberate movements, they search the center of the swarm. Once the queen is spotted, she is gently transferred into a specialized transport box. And this is where nature's automated guidance system kicks in. The queen's pheromones, chemical signals, are incredibly potent. The moment she's in the box, the beekeeper places the box near the swarm. The remaining 49,000 bees sense her scent and, in a display of pure collective intelligence, begin marching into the box of their own accord. It's a logistical miracle. No herding, no catching, just engineering meeting biology. The Netivot swarm of April 2026 was resolved without any casualties, human or bee. The swarm was safely relocated to an apiary, where they will continue their work as nature's pollinators. The takeaway is this: no matter how advanced our grand structures become, our concrete jungles, traffic systems, and fiber optic networks, nature's architects still have the final master plan. They can at any moment remind us that our urban spaces are just temporary clearings in their vast territory. All right, imagine this. You walk out to your car in the morning, and 50,000 bees are hanging off the bumper. What is your first move? Do you call the police, try to drive away, or call a beekeeper? Let me know in the comments below.